Yo, Matt. No, Yo, this is On The Bags. Welcome back. We've just had Mog.Y in the studio say absolutely killed his session. Welcome to The Bags, Mog.Y.
Yeah.
What's going on?
How's it going, bro?
How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Man, so much energy in your session. It was absolutely dope. Fucking killed it.
I appreciate.
Tell us a bit about yourself. What you've been up to. Tell the people what's been going on.
Not much, hey. I mean, I've been doing it for a minute now. So I've been doing this for, probably pushing 4 years. But then, like, before that, it was like 4 years seriously. But then, like, prior to that, obviously, I've been doing it since I was probably like 17.
Dope.
Which is like SoundCloud tracks that
Yeah.
come down after a few months of me regretting putting them up. But yeah, fully.
It'd process, man.
It's a process.
It'd probably be cool to look back on those.
Yeah, it's cool to look back on them in private.
Have you do you private them or do you actually delete them?
I mean, I private them. Sometimes I've been surprised. Sometimes I private them and then like people who I don't think anyone's listening to them, and then I get a DM like the next day being like, bro, did you take that down? And it's like, that song can't seriously be a part of your like regular rotation. It's garbage. But yeah, real music. Yeah, probably about 4 years. Yeah, man. I mean, I've done 2 solo albums, 2 solo studio albums. Did an EP with, because I'm in a group called Gully Boy with my partner Mog.Y and our new producer Benny Zen, who we haven't actually released anything officially with yet, but he's like fucking ballistic. There is not a beat style in this hip hop, drum and bass, garage. Yeah. The dude can do it all.
Tell us, how do you reckon you got your start as a rapper? Because I mean, there's probably not that many people who, I mean, I don't say that, but becoming a rapper, it's like not like an everyday thing. How did you start like just like in the US freestyling with your friends, or how did it come about?
Yeah, like none of my mates like rap at all. Like
Really?
not one. All my mates are like into like house and like they're like DJs.
Yeah.
Or like when I was at school, everyone was into clubbing and being a DJ and stuff. But I've been listening to hip hop since I was probably like 13, and then from listening to hip hop, I like got into a bit of graffiti, and then graffiti was just kind of like you like once you're into graffiti, then you really get back
definitely
into hip hop, and then I sort of switched it out, and I was like, no, I'm gonna take this more seriously, because it's always been like hip hop was like the first love. It's like one of those things you fall in love with and you never get over it. And so yeah, all my mates went on and did like, you know, got into like clubbing music and stuff, and were like did not understand it at all, and I was fine with that and just kept pushing it. And yeah, there was, it's an interesting story, but it's, there wasn't a lot going on in Melbourne for like a young dude trying to make like that kind of rap music, like especially very Aussie stuff. There's like an older scene in Melbourne. So yeah, I had to travel interstate for a lot of it. I started like, the first studio I ever recorded in was in Brisbane, because I didn't know anyone in Melbourne with a studio. Shit. So I had to hop on a plane, and that was at the Noah Network studio, like Carl Golly and Nerve and all those dudes. So yeah, it was where they were recording their songs at the time. And so that was the next step, was for me to go there, do that, make some friends, and then come back home and work on all the skills.
Fuck yeah, I love that. Yeah. And I mean, it seems to be working out, because you've had a few songs, obviously Major Score was huge. Yeah. And you've had a few songs do really well. Do you see the hard work kind of, I wouldn't say paying off, but do you see the fruits are growing a little bit more? Definitely,
man. Yeah, definitely. It's just like really nice to have like people bumping your shit and getting down with what you do, especially when you make a point of not doing necessarily exactly what people, like a lot of people do, and or like going against the grain a little bit. So when people start to be like, oh, this is fresh, like you did you instead of doing someone else, then it's like, that's like super rewarding. I feel like if you build the house like from top to bottom on your own, it's like,
definitely, man. I mean, what we were talking about before, you got such a unique sound in the way you talk. You're gonna have
no voice by 30.
You're gonna have no voice by 30, but you're gonna have people who really fuck with you, and you're gonna have people who don't fuck with you. It's an interesting sound.
Yeah.
And so that's really fucking cool that you're paving out your own sound, and you're not necessarily just like riding trends or anything.
Yeah. Well, cheers, man. Yeah. I mean, like the way I see it is like the dudes that I was listening to, that, because I used to skate heaps as well, and so that's when I'd listen to a lot of music, and I'd listen to like a lot of like Nine, who had like a voice like this. Flatbush Zombies. Like Flatbush Zombies were like
Zombies are dope.
a big thing. Yeah, bro. Yeah, my bar.
dope.
And like early years Ill Bill when he had like a voice like Nines. Flatbush Zombies were just sort of started to drop their stuff when we were about like 16 or whatever. And so to hear like Michi Darko, who's like the dude with the voice on Flatbush Zombies doing that, I was like, I want to be like you, bro. And then it must have already like the weak vocal cords must have already been a factor because it happened for me. And I was saying to you before, man, it's great. It's a bit of a burden, but it's also really good. It does make life a little bit harder. But yeah, I wrote a lyric the other day and like in a track that's not out yet, but we're shooting a video for it this week. And the like lyric, because my mate said it to me. I was like, oh man, like I swear, like my voice is getting worse. And he was like, you know what that means, bro? Your music's getting better. So yeah, my voice is getting worse, my music's getting better. Yeah.
Fuck it. Well, man, you just gotta when everyone's partying behind stage, you know, getting ready for the concert, you gotta be doing the vocal exercise.
Fully, bro. I'm drinking lemon teas and doing vocal exercises, which is trash, bro. Because like I want to be like shit faced. I want to be like fucking buckled and being dragged up there and being able to do it. But if I do that, you're not gonna get much out of me.
Fuck, you'll have a good digestive system. You might have a weak,
yeah, man. I'll be heaps regular.
The gut will be healthy. The gut will be healthy.
Gut health.
I want to talk about a pretty big accomplishment for any Melbourne rapper, I'd say. Opening for Posseshot. Huge accomplishment. Tell us how was it, man? What was the vibe like? How'd you get in touch with them?
Man, they're mad cunts. They're mad cunts. That's all I can say. I mean, I live in Skilda. Skilda represent Macy Gray Street. And obviously like they've been about, like, I mean, if you know sort of a thing, they've been about for a while. And I even got involved in some painting with them when I was younger, on some like walls, which was really cool, which they don't remember at all, which is totally would make sense. I mean, when you're a young dude, you obviously know who like the big dudes are, and like that's a given. And so yeah, man, but we sort of like, there was like a little bit of communication, and they knew that I really fucked with their shit. And then leading up to the show, it was like about a month off from the show, they just sent me a DM and were like, oh bro, like can you come into the studio? And I was like, oh fuck yeah, okay, sure. Like I didn't ask why, and it was like tomorrow. It was like, can you come in tomorrow morning at 10 a.m? And I was just I'm coming in tomorrow at 10 in the morning, you know. And so I went, and Mus was just like, yeah, we've got a show coming up, and I was like, yeah, fucking, like, because we were just like talking about, I was like, oh, what have you guys been working on? I know, like, I've seen what they've been dropping and all that sort of thing. And he was like, yeah, we've got a show coming up. And I was like, cool. And he was like, oh, and we want you to like be part of the sports. And I was just like, oh, fucking oath. Like, I was like, got me by surprise.
Really?
Like,
it was just that by
surprise. It was that quick, man. And it was just kind of like a hot seat decision. It was like, are you in or you out? Because we need to know. We've got a couple of weeks to plan the show.
5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, I'm in. I was bugging because I didn't have like a heap of my new shit. Like I didn't have the live material for it. And I was like, and like the dudes I rap with, pretty much all of them live in New South Wales. So I knew I'd have no one hyping for me. And so I was like, fuck it. And I ended up being like the only dude that played no hype man, like just went up totally alone, which was like, it was a mood. But yeah, I think like if you were there, I mean, like, hopefully you're telling cunts that I rocked, because I think I shelled it. My mates were looking at me thinking I was fire. I had like two mates come, the dude who DJ'd for me, shout out Businessman, and like my best mate Jay, who's totally not his scene, but he's just a fucking good friend, and the rest of them didn't have the almonds to come, but because it went off, bro, the fucking show was.
Yeah, you gotta tell us a bit about the show, because everything that I've heard that the show was crazy, the energy was insane. Yeah. But
man.
At the end there were
there were complications. Yeah, look, man, it went nuts, and the show made it the full length. The hardcore, because it was actually like, it was a fucking Posseshot hardcore show, and like for example, like one of my mates who played, got like fucking smacked in the mosh. And was bleeding everywhere, and they like kicked him out because they thought he was part of, like, and so like they were like, you can't come back in, mate, you're bleeding everywhere, and he's like, dude, I played. Like, I'm coming back in. And he was like, no, you're not. And he was a mess. But then, like, show went off without a hitch. But then, yeah, afterwards, like, there was like, kids from all over just like doing what they do. And there was like, like, I reckon probably about 40 police formed like a riot wall on Smith Street and shit. Like, no one's Uber was going anywhere at Laundry Bar. Yeah, bro, it was sick. Nah, but props to them. Fucking Posseshot. Massive shout out to Posseshot for putting on for the scene and also for just like looking like at the heads around them that are doing things. So it's so common these days, like people like want to just like, oh, like I want to get in the eye line of like someone bigger than me and like, oh, we'll use this level of clout to push ourselves forward. But like those dudes to like look around and be like, yo, there's some fucking like fresh local shit that's going, like some homegrown. Support homegrown shit. Support your own city. Dislike fucking fresh local brand. Go and buy their shit. All of my fucking t-shirts, man, they're all fucking band merch and like my mates' brands. And that is fine. Always tell me it's fresh.
Did you stock up on the Posseshot shirts?
Yeah, bro. I'm on a fucking Posseshot shirt. My name's on the back of the thing. I'm stoked about it, bro.
Sick. Yeah. I'll tell you, one of the main things that made me so pumped about Posseshot was they did this thing on Insta once where they were hiding CDs in Melbourne.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I seen that.
And they weren't going to the city in South Asia,
bro. They
stuck one in Box Hill. Like 5 minutes from where I grew up. I didn't go.
Oh,
bummer. Put them in like cereal boxes and shit.
They just put them around. They put them in.
Took them to like skate parks and shit, man.
And they just put them around, and I was like, that's so dope that they're going to these like smaller suburbs around the city. And they're not just going to like big spots where they can get seen a bit.
Nah, bro, and that's why I respect them, because it's not about like who sees them doing what. It's about them doing it the right way that they envision it should be done. And I think it's a shared vision with like a lot of people, but I think a lot of people get sort of sidetracked by, you know, what they think should be done and what they think might be better for them if they do it. And so like, respect to fucking Posseshot for doing it the right way.
Man, honestly, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me on, man.
You've shown us a bit of what you're super keen on and interested. I'm going to show you something that I'm super keen on. It's become a bit of a tradition now.
Yeah.
You might have seen, if you've watched an episode, you might have seen, we've got a bottle of wine for you to try.
Fucking oath,
We've got a bottle of wine for you. Now, it's because my part-time job is I'm a wine seller.
Really?
For now, yeah. Yeah, so it was just something a bit interesting to add to the show. It's become a bit of a tradition now. So what we've got here, do you drink wine?
Man, you're about to school me, eh? I'm ready, eh?
Hey, drink good.
I'm not. Mog drink good, but this looks like a schmancy wine, bro. And I don't know a lot about good drinks.
So this is Windsor State Coonawarra Shiraz.
Okay.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Is this schmantz?
This is schmancy.
Yeah.
This is schmancy. Now, this is you're gonna find out. I don't know how much red wine you drink, but a Coonawarra red wine, big, it's rich.
Yeah.
You're gonna get,
it's big.
You're gonna get some. You're gonna get some dry spice notes on the back end. Now I know you're driving, aren't you?
I'll be right. I'll live. I'm on my opens.
Oh, you're full license.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I got you a glass.
Oh, of course, yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Okay, so
look at us.
I'm not gonna score you too hard, but
no, I'm keen, bro.
We'll see what's up now.
Is there a way I should be drinking it?
You should give it a little bit of a swish.
I'm like
with the wrist.
I'm like fucking like renowned for getting shit on my clothes. Like there isn't a meal that didn't land on my shirt before it landed in my mouth. So I'm like,
you want to have a look at the legs that are coming all the way down from the glass?
What do you mean legs?
So give it a little. Don't pour it out.
Bro, I'm fully uncoordinated. Hold on, I'm gonna change hands.
There you go.
Wait, okay. So what am I looking for?
So you're looking for those little legs, kind of like the drips that are coming down.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's how you tell it's a nice.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Warm, thick Shiraz. Then you give it a big whiff.
Smells nice.
Getting any what notes are you getting?
C-sharp.
Man, I don't want to say something basic. Smells like wine. Man. I don't know. You talk first.
I reckon.
What notes are you getting?
I'm getting a bit dark cherry, some plum.
Yo. Okay. Yeah.
Once they
100.
say it, then you know.
Yeah.
Once you say it,
yeah.
now it makes a lot of sense.
All right, let's give it a swish.
All right.
Cheers. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Cheers. Thanks for having me on the show, bro. That is really nice.
That's actually a dope shirt.
That is really nice.
That's dope. Did you like that one?
That's a tasty shirt.
That is-
That's nice.
Bro, I'm converted.
Scarlet.
Just
no one's
Bring the
Scarlet.
trash on the show.
No
Just-
one's. Oh, is he gonna go? No, he's not gonna. Don't Scarlet.
No, I'm not an animal.
Too good to Scarlet. Well,
Whoa, this is
Mog.Y, thank you so much for coming on the show.
That's gonna be
Really,
a
really
steak.
fucking appreciate that. You're absolutely killing it in the Melbourne scene at the moment. I think there's a lot to come from you.
Thank you,
I
bro.
can't wait to see what happens in the
I
future.
appreciate it. Thanks for having me on the show, man. You're doing a
Let's
fucking
go.
good thing.
Let's go.
Cool.
Good job.
Fucking
Oh,
oath.
that's yours.
Oh, thank you, bro. Dude, it's actually really nice.
It's dope, isn't
It's
it?
actually really nice.
It's actually probably one of the best ones that we've had on so far.